Alright guys, this is 1.5 exploring angle pairs. The first thing I just want you to do is give the proper term for all the angles based on their description. An angle that is less than 90, an angle that is greater than 90, an angle that is equal to 90, and an angle that is equal to 180. And remember, when we say all this, we mean 90 degrees and 180 degrees. Alright, so feel free to pause, try this on your own, and then resume when you want to check your answers. An angle that is less than 90 is an acute angle. An angle that is greater than 90 is an obtuse angle. An angle that is equal to 90 degrees is a right angle. And an angle that is equal to 180 degrees is a straight angle. Some definitions here. We're going to have a bunch of definitions today. Adjacent angles. Adjacent are two angles with a common side and a common vertex. Okay? If you notice here, angles 1 and 2 have a common side, and they also have a common vertex, which is right here. If you notice, angles 3 and 4 have a common side and a common vertex. They are adjacent. Vertical angles. Two angles whose sides are opposite rays. Two angles whose sides are opposite rays. Okay? Easiest way to describe vertical angles is you're looking for a bow tie like shape. Okay? If you notice, you have your bow tie here. So angles 1 and angles 2 are vertical angles. Okay. And another angle 3 and angle 4. A bow tie looking right here. Okay. Vertical angles are congruent. So angle 1 and angle 2 are the same measure, and angle 3 and angle 4 are the same measure. Complementary angles. Complementary angles are two angles who add up to 90 degrees. Okay, they add up to 90 degrees. Supplementary angles are two angles whose sum is 180 degrees. Okay, if you notice, 180 degrees is a straight line, so angle 3 and angle 4 create a straight line. Complementary, 90 degrees makes that right angle, and you know that we have our right angle right here as shown by the box marking. Okay, what's important to remember is complementary and supplementary angles do not have to be adjacent, meaning combined, like these ones are. They can be separate angles. Okay, so angle A is 47 degrees, and angle B is 43 degrees. And 47 plus 43 makes 90. Same thing goes for down here. Angle C and angle B again are 137 plus 43, which makes 180. Those are supplementary. They don't have to be combined or connected. So identifying angle pairs says use the diagram at the right. Is the statement true? And let's explain it. Well, angle BFD, so here's BFD, and angle CFD are adjacent. CFD. Well, although they share the same vertex, they don't share the same side. Okay? So BFD and CFD are not adjacent angles. This is false. And here's your definition for adjacent. Two angles with a common side and a common vertex. They do not share any points. Unfortunately, these ones have shared points here. Okay. So let's just say that BFC and CFD are adjacent angles. So we'll make the statement true. Okay, so that means BFC and CFD are adjacent. Okay. Angle AFB and EFD are vertical. AFB and EFD are vertical angles. Well, let's take a look. Vertical angles are two angles whose sides are opposite rays. If you notice here, it would not be AFB that would make this a vertical angle. It would be AFC. Okay, so let's make this true. AFC and EFD are vertical angles. All right. Your last one, AFE and BFC, are complementary, which means they equal 180 degrees. Well, AFE is 62 and BFC is 28. Well, 62 and 28 makes 90. So the word we're looking for isn't complementary. Angle AFE. Oh, wait a second. Complementary, 90 degrees. I wrote the wrong thing here. Are 90 degrees. AFE and BFC are complementary. So this is true. Okay. This one, we're going to take a look at this diagram on the right, and we're going to write down some things that we notice about congruent angles, vertical angles, adjacent angles, supplementary angles. So let's take a look. Congruent angles. First thing we should notice is angle 1 and angle 2 have a tick mark or an arc. Okay, so angle 1 is congruent to angle 2. Okay, what's next? Vertical angles. Vertical angles, remember we're looking for that bow tie-like shape, right? So I see angle 3 and angle 5 are vertical angles. Okay. Adjacent angles. There are many adjacent angles within this image or figure. These are any angles that share a side. So the first one I see is angles 1 and 2 share a side. Okay, then I see 2 and 3. Angle 3 and 4 share a side. 4 and 5, and 5 and 1. All adjacent angles, they all share sides, these angle pairs. Okay, last is supplementary. So I have our correct definition this time. Supplementary, meaning two angles that add up to 180 degrees. Well, remember, this 180 degrees is a straight line. So if we take a look, I see that angle 3 and angle 4 create a straight line. I also see that angle 4 and angle 5 create a straight line. Another straight line I see is right here, 1 and 3. The only issue is that this isn't a pair of angles that are supplementary. These are three angles that equate to 180 degrees. So we'll leave that out for now. Okay. Finding missing angle measures. So the linear pair postulate is if two angles form a linear pair, then they are supplementary. Okay, this should say form a linear pair, then they are supplementary. Algebra, a little bit of algebra here to solve this this question. Angle KPL and JPL are a linear pair. Linear pair because when they come together, they create a straight line. Okay, linear pairs, we all know, are 180 degrees because they are supplementary. Okay, so it says, what are the measures of KPL and JPL? So we need to solve for x and then solve for each individual angle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take both of these angles and set them equal to 180. So 2x plus 24 plus 4x plus 36 equals 180. Combine your like terms. 2x plus 4x makes 6x. 24 plus 36 makes 60 equals 180. Two-step equation, subtract 60 on both sides. 6x equals 120. Divide by 6 on both sides, and x equals, and 120 divided by 6 is 20. Now I can take this value of 20, okay, and plug it back in for x. If x equals 20, I can now plug in for x into both of these angles and figure out their measure. So here we go. 2 times 20 plus 24. And this is angle KPL. Let me move this over here. 2 times 20 is 40 plus 24. And 40 plus 24 makes 64. So angle KPL is 64 degrees. Okay. Now in order to solve for angle JPL, we have 4 times 20 plus 36 equals angle JPL. 4 times 20 is 80 plus 36, and 80 plus 36 is 116. Okay, and we know that this is correct because they equal to 180 degrees. 116 plus 64 equals 180. Okay, your last definition for today is an angle bisector. Whoops. Divides an angle in half. So if you take a look at this example, it says ray AC bisects DAB. Okay. If the measure of angle DAC is 58 degrees, what is the measure of angle DAB, the entire angle? So we know that AC is an angle bisector, which means that DAC is congruent to angle BAC. So 58 is going to be congruent to 58. So angle BAC is 58 degrees, which means the measure of angle DAB is equal to angle DAC plus angle BAC, which is really just 58 plus 58, which is 116. So angle DAB equals 116, choice D. Okay, your exit slip. It says your friend calculated the value of x below. What is her error? So I see your large angle, okay? I see this box in the corner here, which means something very significant. And they started to solve. So she put 4x plus 2x equals 180, combined her like terms, and divided by 6 and found x equals 30. Write why she's incorrect, and then show me the correct formula and the value of x. Thanks for watching. Feel free to pause right now. I'll solve the equation in a second and resume it when you want to check your answers. Thanks. Okay, seeing this box in the corner here means that we know this is a 90 degree or a right angle. So this is her mistake. 4x plus 2x should equal 90, not 180. 6x equals 90. Okay, we divide by 6 on both sides. Okay, and 90 divided by 6 gives us x equals, and our 6's will cancel here, and x equals 15. Okay, if we were going to solve for both the angles, 4x is really 4 times 15, which is 60. And 2x is really 2 times 15, which is 30. And 60 plus 30 equals 90, so it checks out. All right, again, don't forget to submit your work via email or Google Voice or Smart Learning Suite.